Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario, and in tonight's Game Plan, we'll list the big-time performers and difference makers in the Philippine Cup for our PBA Team of the Week.
We'll also get updates on the current standings in the 2022 PVL Invitational Conference. And we talk about EJ Obiena's historic feat in 2022 World Athletics Championships. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. The PBA Philippine Cup quarterfinals are officially underway, and the league's biggest stars wasted no time in stuffing the stat sheets. Joining us today to name his picks for Team of the Week, these are his picks, by the way, is PBA
Not
analyst
official list.
Mikey Reyes. Mr. Shoot First, welcome back to the game. You look great. You're ready for a date. I'm so happy for what's happening after this. Unang-una, it's my first time seeing you here on the show. First of all, welcome. It's good to see you. I'm a big fan of your work always, and we're so happy to have you here in the Signal family. And now that I'm done buttering you up, I want to ask you why. Why these guys? Why these guys? So, unang-una, this is his list. You start off
My
first.
list, guys. Don't crucify me, but this is just
Pero ito, no arguments with this guy first. Gio Halalon.
Oh, yeah.
Gio Halalon, tell me what's so special about him.
Well, this whole season, we know what he can do on the offensive end, but more so on the defensive end. Leading the league in both assists and steals. That is unheard of. That just shows the selflessness na kayang gawin ni Gio Halalon. And you will always talk about Paul Lee. You will always talk about the Beast Calvin Abueva, Ian Sangalang down low, Mark Baroka went off yesterday.
Yeah.
But what Gio Halalon brings to the table, I feel like no one else in the team can do the same.
Yeah.
He's like a smaller Calvin Abueva, to be honest.
Yeah. And Max, with this conference though, with Gio Halalon, I think this is kind of like his breakout conference, if you would say.
Yeah.
Medyo na-injure si Mark Baroka sa start ng conference. Do you think that is also a factor with him really breaking out this conference?
Well, we all know in college, he was the man.
Yeah.
He was the face of his team. He knew how to lead a team. He knew how to do everything on the floor to get dubs for the team.
Yeah.
So he was just, I'm not going to say he was waiting for his moment, but
Yeah.
he was ready when that moment arrived. That you lose your starting point guard, your main vet in Mark Baroka, and he comes in and he just knows how to play the game. He knows how to play the game. He loves that Coach Chito Victolero system na medyo rarara along with guys like Calvin Abueva and Jackson Corpus. So, it's just something that we were waiting on him to really just show out like this.
See, Gio, by the way, this conference also notched his second ever career triple-double, which in my mind is crazy that he has only had 2. But, Jegs, we'll move on here, and I want you to bring up this guy because you've worked with him.
Yeah.
He's been crazy. I'll let you lead this one in.
All right, this guy is my guy, Mike. So everyone knows this. I work with him. Aaron Black, what is he on this conference? I mean, he's averaging 14.6 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. I mean, he's doing everything for the Meralco
He's
Bulls,
the new
Max.
Black Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows.
I like that.
But with Aaron Black, Diego, you know this. There's a difference between playing competitive basketball and playing papawis basketball.
Yeah.
We all know that anybody who plays competitively, medyo may edge ka pagdating mo sa papawis. But rarely do you see someone bring the papawis game to the hard floor, especially in the playoffs. Yesterday, he went off for 25. He does all those things that we see when what he does sa village court, sa kusansang court. His right-hand float. I feel like he found a move that you could compare to say a skyhook, to say a fadeaway, na talagang medyo nakapatent
Like
sa
a James
kanya.
Harden step back.
Oo, na
Kay
parang
Aaron.
naka-trademark sa kanya. Which is something that we know how athletic he is. But what's funny is his main move is not even athleticism. It's not
the
like,
finesse.
diba? It's the finesse, it's the contra-champo, and being a lefty like that. So, and then you give him the confidence and the space to do what he does. I think, tapo na natin yung anak kasi ni Coach Norman. I think that's long gone since last finals. So now it's just, he just balls out every.
Funny enough, that move that you mentioned, his dad doesn't like it. His dad doesn't like it.
The right floater.
He doesn't like the floater.
It looks like you're throwing it. That's okay.
He doesn't like it, but it works, so he can't say much about it. Dito, Mikey, this next guy, I was worried about him because I felt that he got a lot more usage last conference because wala si Stanley Pringle. Stanley Pringle is back, and yet he's still really good. Scotty Thompson, let's go.
He's now the face. He's now the face of Ginebra. It was Mark Caguioa, of course, for so long. And then with Mark retiring, I think, pero hindi pa tayo siguro.
Close to it?
Parang wala pang final move eh.
Feels practically there. Oo, gets. Yeah,
But even if Mark does come back, I feel like talagang pinasa nila yung baton kay Scotty. And Scotty, what's cool about Scotty is, I've covered him in college. He knows how to win, the same as Gio Lalon. They were both triple-double machines. But now I feel like there is this sense of urgency, this assertiveness that I never saw from when he was in college. In college, parang, sige, kayo muna, pasa lang ako. But yesterday, he showed out 29 points.
Yeah.
He saw na medyo minamalas si LA, minamalas yung mga teammates ko. Sige na, ako nang bahala. So, what he can do with all those facets in the game, rebounding, defense, facilitating, bringing the ball down, shooting from the outside, I feel like every conference, every year, he brings something new. What's funny is, he went into the PBA, we all knew he was a complete player.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he finds a way to just get better and better in these categories. Yeah. So, he's a new face. I feel like he's the face of the PBA.
Yeah, every conference, he just gets better.
There's a big argument, and syempre, other teams would say like, oh, wait, we have this guy
yeah.
also. And that's what makes it so great. Jake, let's move on here. His teammate, a big man.
Let's talk about his teammate, Japet Aguilar. I mean, he's one of the best blockers in the league, as you would say, rim protectors. Why would you choose him as your 4 guy in your PBA Team of the Week?
Well, kitang-kita dito, his conference averages for 17. Yesterday, he only scored 10. 8 rebounds a game. He only brought down 5 boards yesterday.
Yeah.
So it shows the magnitude or the importance of the production of Japet Aguilar, especially in this team. He's number 3 in the league in terms of BPC, if I'm not mistaken. Number 3, top 5, somewhere there.
Stats, yeah.
So it shows that even though there are a lot of great 4s in the league, Japet Aguilar, how he creates opportunities not only on the offensive end but on the defensive end. So, you know, if you have someone who can start the break like that, get block shots, rebound, quick outlet, and he's gonna run, you know that he's going to produce solid numbers for Ginebra.
So, the next guy we have here is someone who I'm very happy to see is completely healthy. It feels like he's completely healthy.
Question.
It feels like he's rejuvenated. Junmar Fajardo, we can't help but feel happy for the guy. How impressive has he been?
I'm not going to take anything away from Scotty Thompson's MVP, but Junmar was hurt.
That's true.
Junmar was hurt. I'm not saying it's less impressive, Scotty's MVP, but we all know that he was the 6-time MVP, consecutive 6 years.
He would have at least put up a fight for
for
MVP.
sure. It was pretty obvious na parang wala si Junmar last year. I mean, he was there, but we all knew it wasn't Junmar yet. And we were just waiting for him to really break out, be mentally ready. Because one thing that you have to fight when you get injured is not only physically you have to get back, but mentally. So this conference, we've seen him really pour his heart out. And also, he's been playing more minutes this conference than he has ever played.
Yeah, that's true.
He averaged maybe 30, 35 minutes. Now he's playing 40 minutes.
Now this is the question, Mike. Since you're Mr. Shoot First, will Junmar win his 7th MVP this season for San Miguel?
I'm calling it, man.
On the show. He called it on the show.
Oh, wala pa ka. Like, this is the first conference.
Yeah, first conference. Tapos matindi doon, may import pa yung sunod na dalawa. So,
diba?
medyo may kalaban si Junmar sa ilalim the next two
true.
conference. But I think this conference, BPC, run away.
BPC.
For sure.
Run away. BPC ka na this conference. So, he just needs to be consistent. And also, I feel like without the likes of Vic Manuel, I don't know when they'll come back. Vic Manuel, Chris Ross, Terence Romeo. Mas matinding usage nitong ni Junmar.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna bring out the summary here of each and every member that Mikey brought out. At sa totoo lang, walang controversial which is
wala.
good
Hindi ako si
and
Mr.
bad.
Hot Take.
Hindi, nag-disappoint ako.
Hindi ako
dyan.
hot take.
Controversial
Hindi ako hot
mag-MVP
take.
daw si Junmar. Yun lang.
Well, actually, I don't even think that's a hot take na pwede mag-MVP si Junmar. Kasi, grabe, si Junmar has done it so many times. But there is his team of the week. We don't have a lot of time left here for this particular segment. But then, Mikey, I want to bring up 2 guys, Chris Newsom and Mark Barroca, veterans who really have shined in the past few games.
Yes, sir.
Newsom in particular looks different. Barroca is revitalized.
Well, when you talk about the young guys, you talked about Gio Halalon and Aaron Black. Obviously, sila yung mga rookie ni Chris Newsom and ni Mark Barroca. But when the lights are shining the brightest, although Aaron Black had 25 yesterday, but it was Chris Newsom who always stabilized. He's
Yeah.
the face of that
The closer
Meralco
too.
team.
Yeah.
And the closer too. But for Mark Baroka, 24 points, parang wala lang.
Yeah. Too easy for him. Too
So,
easy.
Still,
And just
still,
scored
it's still
5K also.
Oh, he
career-wise,
scored
right?
5K. He's played for like 500 plus
Yes.
straight games. So, in the playoffs, these are when the vets come out to play. So,
And they definitely are. Mikey, maraming salamat. He'll be covering the playoffs for PBA Rush. You can catch him also on Smart Giga Play. And he'll keep on improving on his hot takes. Kasi karami kalaban si Jello eh.
Oh, nga. I like
Hindi ako
it.
lalaban
We
kay
should have-
Jelos.
We should have both of them on the show.
Both of them on the show. He'll fight Jello. That'll be great. Mikey, maraming salamat. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Mikey.
Thank you very much, brother.
So, after the break, we'll find out why the PLDT high-speed hitters are on a hot streak in the 2022 PVL Conference, Invitational Conference. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
Over 15,000 fans witnessed PVL action in the Mall of Asia Arena over the weekend. In the battle of the sister teams, the Creamline Cool Smashers swept the Choco Mucho Flying Titans in straight sets. Open Conference MVP Tots Carlos led the way for Creamline with 25 points off 23 attacks, 1 block, and an ace. Meanwhile, the PLDT high-speed hitters got their second straight win at the expense of the Army Black Mamba Lady Troopers in 4 sets. And joining us now to break down these games is PVL analyst Neil Flores. Neil, welcome back to the game. Good to have you on the studio. And kamusta naman? Let's talk about the standings.
I was going to say,
of
let's
the
talk about his
PVL.
outfit.
The fits first. The fits first. I'm loving it.
Lahat ng mga analysts natin, for some reason from PBL, all look amazing.
We should have an analyst for the outfit of the analyst.
Yeah,
right?
we should. I don't know who
Break
can
it
that
down.
be. Yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll put them on the spot. Pero okay, standings muna tayo.
Yeah, standings muna tayo. Let's break down, general, the teams, what's been happening in the PVL.
Well, for the current team standings of the PVL, I think this is a perfect example that predictions can be wrong.
Yeah.
Like at one point in the conference, you can be in the top of the standings. The next conference, you can be in the bottom half of the standings. And the most surprising team actually is the Petrogas Angels. They were the silver medalists in our open conference, but they are in the last spot. And Choco Mucho also is at 1 and 3. So yung two teams natin in the top 4 from the open conference are in the bottom half, while the two teams from the bottom half of the open conference, sila naman yung umaangat. Which brings me to the turnaround team of the conference, which is the PLDT high-speed hitters.
Yes.
And I feel like they really used the off-season to work on their individual skills. And before, we used to say that it's not enough to pull in the star players and just build a new club team. You would really need to work hard to build that chemistry and teamwork. And I feel that the open conference was a perfect stepping stone for PLDT to jive with one another.
You know, I look at the standings and I remember the first thing you said right before this spiel, which is predictions are probably going to be wrong. So I'm saying, what I'm saying is that mali yung prediction mo sa simula, no?
Yeah. I had my own prediction, pero mali siya.
All right, so you know we look at all of that, and I want to focus on PLDT. This team in general, when you look at their parts, last conference, you thought that this team should be better.
Yeah.
Are we seeing them live up to that potential now, or may maibubuga pa?
Right now, I would say that they're up there kasi kompleto in all angles or in all positions, kompleto talaga sila. They have a wonderful libero in Kat Arado, an amazing setter in Rhea de Maculangan, and you also have the star player in Mika Reyes, which, might I add, she's number 1 in the statistical category of the blocking department.
Yeah.
But aside from Mika Reyes, the biggest revelation would be Jules Samonte. She is number 5 in scoring right now. And when she used to play in Ateneo, she would really play second fiddle or supporting cast lang dun sa other main scorers of the Lady Eagles. But now, I think she's found a new home with the PLDT high-speed hitters. And she's working well with the system of Coach George Pasqua.
See, Jules was impressive is that she had to change positions.
Yeah.
And she had to learn it. And do you think that it's really, the glove just fits perfectly?
Yeah, ang dami niyang dinaanan na position. At one point, she was also a middle blocker, then an opposite, and then an outside hitter. So the diversity of the positions that she played before is actually paying off now with PLDT, and she's occupying that starting sixth position.
And with PLDT, you know, they're really emerging as one of the top teams here for the PVL. Pero let's move on to another team. Medyo hindi na ako surprised dito with the Signal being undefeated. Same story to. They were also undefeated the past conference, right? Talk about this team, Neil.
But they lost in the playoffs. That's
Yeah,
actually what I
exactly.
want to bring up. So,
So-
should we be excited? Oy, undefeated sila. They look different. What's different from last year? Or are they going to falter when the knockout happen?
And again, predictions are not sure.
Parang ayoko na mag-predict, but they cannot fall into that same mistake that they had in the Open Conference. Pero I still stand by my saying that this roster is a match made in heaven. Every possession, they embrace their roles perfectly. You have wing hitters that are able scorers, that are also steady in passing, but you also have middle blockers na magkaiba din yung role nila. Riri Meneses is their defensive specialist in blocking, while on the other hand, Rosalyn Doria naman is an attacking middle blocker. So, kanya-kanya sila ng role. And they also found a new gem in Troncoso.
Yeah.
So much talent in that Signal roster. So I feel that they can go all the way this season. But no predictions.
Oh my goodness. Feeling lang.
Feeling ko
they
lang
can,
muna.
but so can this team and so can that team.
Yeah.
No, but when you look at the Signal team, what they've done different this year, if you ask any of the coaching staff and the players, is that they try to rotate more.
Yes.
So they're fresher going into the playoffs and knockouts. And then when you have that, do you feel that that approach is, I guess, something that could solve the problems that they had last conference?
Yeah, the noticeable rotation change that they had was that ngayon, si Troncoso yung nasa left pin while Ces Molina is occupying that utility or opposite spiker position. And with a player like Ces Molina na very consistent, kahit saan mo siya ilagay, she would still get her numbers. 18 points, 20 points, no problem for Ces Molina. And that creates more diversity also dun sa rotation ng Signal, which helps them become unpredictable pagdating dun sa opensa.
And when you talk about another team, number 1, syempre Signal, and then the number 2 team is the defending champions, Creamline. They bounced back last game because of Tots Carlos.
Yeah.
She was really impressive. Talk about the team and how they're gonna move forward in the playoffs.
For the Creamline Cool Smashers naman, sila yung team na alam kong hindi sanay matalo.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of championships under their belt. But now, with the emergence of Tots Carlos, as you said, Diego, gone are the days na Eliza Valdez would always be the top scorer.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, she is still as
still has it.
reliable as
She has
ever.
it,
She's
yeah.
still the phenom. But with the talent na namomold nila dun sa dun sa Creamline rotation, it makes her job so much easier.
Yes.
Kasi aside from Tots Carlos, you also have Gemma Galanza. So this is probably the best trio in the wing spiker category for the whole conference of the PVL for me.
When you look at Creamline, syempre, we're so used to them winning. How did they lose to Signal? because it was going to be a battle between the best spiking team and the best team in blocking. Can defense be the answer against this Creamline team? What was the reason why they lost, and how can they address it?
Yeah, definitely if a team can deflect the attacks of Creamline, they would have an easier time to convert transition plays. Kasi with a team like Signal, kaya sila nanalo doon, solid yung blocking nila, malakas din yung floor defense nila, but they're also up there in terms of efficiency sa offense.
Yes.
And with high-octane Creamline attack, kailangan mong i-match yung numbers na yun eh. So when you get to match or even surpass the attacks of Creamline and get that edge over them in defense, malaki talagang chance mo to beat Creamline even if they have a pool of MVPs.
And number 2 yung Creamline ngayon, no? And what's kind of scary with Creamline is Alyssa isn't really playing the super best because nga, Tots Carl, she's kind of giving way.
Yeah.
Do you think pag playoffs na magiging dangerous to si Alyssa?
I think so, Jegs. But then right now, when you look at the playoffs rin kasi, you
Yeah.
can't just focus on Signal and Creamline. So,
of course.
No, I have a prediction kasi for this guy to do
okay,
it.
okay. What is it?
That's the reason why I had this
Let's see,
segue.
let's see.
That's why I had this
wanna hear
segue. Right now, it's a race to 4. Who's going to reach that 4th spot? It's going to be really tough. Do you have a favorite who finds that 4th spot? Because right now, PLDT is sort of getting near the safe zone. Another win or 2, they're probably number 3. Number 4 is a big question.
I won't play favorites on the safe side, but I do have a team in mind that could potentially enter that Final Four picture. Sige, so let's give 2 teams.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
2 teams na
Two
lang.
teams. Okay.
Para lang safe tayo.
Okay.
Para lang safe tayo. So, it can be the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers.
Yeah.
Or the Choco Mucho Flying Titans if they win the rest of the games and other teams lose some of their games. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's
kasi
hard, it's hard.
You would have to wait for all the games to be complete.
Ang safe, yeah. Masyadong safe. But I don't blame you because it's hard. It's difficult. And I think it's also safe to say that we also feel that the healthier team at the end of the day might actually be the one that moves on and goes on to the next round. Maraming salamat, Neil. I'm so sorry I made that so uncomfortable for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
You
Neil.
look great anyway.
Thank you so much.
All I know is PVL is going to be very exciting, especially for that 4th spot
Yes, sir.
going into the playoffs. And after the break, we'll learn more about EJ Obiena's record-breaking performance in the 2022 World Athletics Championship. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
Welcome back to the game. Big news for Philippine athletics as pole vaulter EJ Obiena sets a new record. Obiena makes history as he clears 5.94 meters in the 2022 World Athletics Championships held in Oregon, USA. His finish in the event sets a new national and Asian record along with his personal best performance. Obiena is the only Asian who qualified in the pole vault finals. He is also the first ever Filipino to make it to the podium, finishing with a bronze medal. Obiena was joined at the podium by U.S. national Christopher Nielsen, who finished second, and Sweden's Armand Duplantis, who set a world record of 6.21 meters to grab the gold. Again, congratulations to EJ, and we'd like to thank you for continuing representing the country as well as you could. Grabe talaga, EJ Obiena.
I mean, Pao, I'm not even surprised anymore with the talent of this guy, the way he works, and the way he represents the country. I'm really proud and happy for the guy.
You know, it's so amazing knowing and understanding that with this win, he practically, at least at this moment in time, has assured himself of being a top 3 athlete in the world, not just in Asia, not just like any record that he sets for himself is a new Asian record.
Yeah,
That's incredible, and he's getting closer and closer to the 6-meter bar.
And that is true, Pao. And also, hindi pa ito yung final
Yeah.
destination, final goal ni EJ. We know he has bigger goals in mind. 2 years from now, 2024 Paris Olympics, that's next for him, Pao.
Yeah.
Do you think, what do you think he's gonna do when he gets there?
It's all about trajectory, you
Yeah.
know? It's always going to be tough. I mean, like, to be completely honest, because of Mondo Duplantis, for some reason, nakasabay niya si EJ Obiena, who is a
Yeah.
generational talent. A gold might be hard, but imagine finishing silver. Imagine challenging him for the gold because, let's say, circumstances happen and that he has a chance. EJ will keep on pushing, EJ will keep on growing, and we all know him from his stint in the Olympics and what he's done for the country in terms of trying to push the envelope for pole vaulting in the Philippines. So again, congratulations, EJ, and we can't wait to see what you got next.
Yeah, nothing but the best for EJ Obiena. That's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Diego Dario.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paulo Del Rosario, and this has been The Game.
His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Humarurot na headlines hatid sa inyo ng nag-iisang Pops J. Tarok.
Hindi na magla-lockdown. Yan ang binigyang diin ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa kanyang unang State of the Nation address. Face-to-face classes, healthcare system, at pagbabago sa pagbubuwis, natalakay din. 3 ang patay at 3 ang sugatan sa pamamaril sa graduation ng Ateneo. Ang suspect na doktor gusto raw makaganti kaya binaril ang kaalitang dating alkalde ng Basilan. Panibagong bawas presyo sa petrolyo ang ipatutupad ng mga kumpanya ng langis bukas. Magkano naman kaya? At presidential sister na si Senadora Amy Marcos ayaw daw nung unang isapelikula ang mga huling oras nila sa Malacanang. Bakit nga ba? Simulan natin ang balitaan sa unang State of the Nation address sa SONA ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Sumentro ito agad sa food security at ekonomiya na ilan sa mga pangunahing problema ng bansa sa gitna ng pandemya. Para sa detalye, magbabalita live si mobile journalist Julie Baiza. Julie.
Pops J, food security, paglago at pagbangon ng ekonomiya. Ilan lang yan sa naging sentro ng unang State of the Nation address o SONA ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos.